Hello and welcome. Before we go ahead and start setting up the tools we need with Docker Compose, you need to have Docker on your local machine if you don't already. If you already have Docker installed and Docker running, and if you already have VS Code, you can just skip this video. But if you don't, you can just go ahead and install. For me, I already have VS Code installed, and I am using Docker Desktop for Mac. Okay. So you can, if you're using Mac, you can install the desktop. I think also it's available for Windows. I'm not 100% sure for Linux, but we can check. Okay. So just go, you can search online, install Docker for your specific operating system. Okay. So Docker Personal. Now, if we go to Docker Personal, there's something I want to show you. Okay. Now, for Docker Personal, there's this 200 image pulls per day. I've had issues with this, because while testing, I've had issues with this, and yeah, and then I have to wait. I think was it 6 hours, or I can't remember, 24 hours. I had to wait. Okay. Now, when testing, when you're setting up your deployment on Kubernetes, you are likely to try out and test out a lot of images and try out a lot of things, and you might exceed this or exhaust this. Okay. If you see yourself start having image pool error at some point, you've exhausted your image pools for that particular day. Okay, so it's just for Docker Desktop. Okay, and yeah, Docker Desktop versus Docker Engine. For me, I already have, so you can just go ahead and install. If it's for Mac, for Windows, and for Linux. Okay, so like I already said, I have Docker Desktop running for Mac. Once you install, then you can just, if you don't have an account on Docker Hub, then go ahead, create an account on Docker Hub as well, because we're going to be needing this. It's very important. So go ahead, create an account on Docker Hub, and then use that account to sign in with your Docker Desktop. Or if you are using the terminal, just use Docker login. You add your username and your password. And then after that, go ahead, install Visual Studio Code if you intend to use it. Otherwise, install the editor or IDE that you prefer. Okay, so for me, I already have it. I'm not going to install them again. So once you have Docker installed and running, and then you have VS Code if you intend to use it, then I think we are ready to create or start setting up our tools.